Hello there, let's dive in again on more MediaTek chipsets that have been renamed and recycled starting 2021 up until today. Let's check these chipset specs that surely needs to be exposed. Because even up until today, year 2025, MediaTek has cleverly recycled and renamed these chipsets widely in distribution, tricking people into thinking they are new chipsets, when in reality they are chips that were manufactured in 2022. It only means that phone brands today are shipping new phones with old MediaTek chipsets. Let's get a closer look at these chips, their names and numberings. That makes it all the more confusing for people who buys a new phone this 2025 with a newly released chipset, which in fact is only an old chipset but renamed, recycled and reused. I find it annoying that MediaTek is among one of the foundries who are confusing the consumers about these renamed and recycled chipsets. Be it Exynos, Qualcomm, Unisoc and MediaTek, it is okay to release a new chipset and hype it up in its marketing stages. But it should not blatantly confuse the consumers saying these are newly released chipsets, but in fact are only renamed and recycled 12nm and 6nm architecture chipsets, the same as those released on 2022 and 2023. We can see in this chart that these Helio G series are so identical since the release of the Helio G95, which was an exceptional chipset on 2020, that it was renamed the Helio G96 on the following year. And with a newer technology in foundries that could produce 6nm nodes, they advanced it into the Helio G99 which they released on 2022. But it is still very much alike the Helio G95, albeit the 6nm node instead of the 12nm transistors of the past. And since its release on 2022, the Helio G99 is still in circulation up until today, under its new rename rebrand, as the Helio G100 and this 2025 the Helio G200, increasing the digits in its name, confusing the consumers. Though in reality it is one and the same chipset. It is heavily marketed with copious amounts of ads from each phone brand like Tecno, Infinix, Itel, Samsung, Oppo, Vivo, Realme, Alcatel, all using this Helio G99 or G10 or G20 in their budget entry-level phones category. And the sad part is that these Helio G99 recycled chipsets does not have 5G connectivity yet. The MediaTek chipset counterpart to the Helio G99 is the its unlocked version, renamed the Dimensity 60205G. This MediaTek Dimensity 5G is the full version, unbridled and unlocked. The proper budget-level chipset with the 5G bandwidth capability. This is what I believe should be in all the budget phones released from now on. Not the underperforming capped version, which is the Helio G99. And its succeeding Helio G100 and G200, with some incremental features unlocked. The more proper chipset should be the full and complete version, Dimensity 6020 and Dimensity 6080, which later is overclocked and renamed the Dimensity 6300. This Dimensity 6300 should be the proper chipset for all these entry-level budget phones for the coming years, and remove the very dated Helio G99 variants. Though in context, there are countries that still do not have the capability to support the 5G bandwidth. Thus the retention of the Helio G99, G100 and G200, but phones that are to be released in the coming year 2026 should be future-proof for the 5G bandwidth and AI features. Thus, the Dimensity 6300 and Dimensity 6400 are the more proper chipsets from MediaTek to be used going forward. So there you go guys, we have uncovered another chipset from MediaTek that is old and dated and at the same time deliberately renamed to confuse the unwary consumers who are looking to buy new phones this 2025. In the coming year, 2026, may we be guided to avoid phones that are still using hyped chipsets that are only renames of older chips from years ago. If you haven't yet, please do click like and subscribe for more tech and games. Thanks.